Very well. Hey, welcome everyone to our UK Zoom call. I am here joined by our Senior Manager of Sales for the United Kingdom, SJ.
Hey, hello everyone.
How are you feeling?
I'm a little bit tired.
Yeah, SJ flew in last night at midnight.
Yeah, I got to the hotel about 2 a.m. this morning, and I have no idea what time of day it is right now. So we're all good.
SJ is running on fumes and
I am
Shakeology.
on some Shakeology.
Oh yeah, look at all that stuff.
I've got bags of this going on. And for those of you in the UK, these are the flavors that we are launching with. So we've got some strawberry,
cool,
some vanilla,
excellent,
some vegan chocolate, and some chocolate. And these are all mine.
All right.
All mine.
So which flavor have you had so far this morning?
Vegan.
Vegan
chocolate.
Exciting, exciting.
Amazing.
Well, very good. Well, listen, we don't want to spend a lot of time, but we're glad to have SJ here. She's here for training. She'll be here in Utah, the regional office, then headed to Santa Monica, and then she'll be back to hit the ground running and work with a lot of you. On this call, we know that we've got a lot of future UK coaches, a lot of current and future UK customers, but some of you are brand new and were invited by someone else that cared about you, that wanted you to get into this fitness movement that we've got, led by some excellent super trainers, one of which you're going to get to hear from today. We've got some announcement we wanted to make, and then we'll toss it over to Autumn Calabrese.
Okay, so the first announcement, as Arno just mentioned there, we do have some new people on this call, and if you haven't yet registered for the UK launch event, which is happening on the 21st of October, you still have time to do so. So make sure you go to the teambeachbody.uk.com site and click to register there. There are still spaces. So don't worry if that person can't get along to the workout, because there will be plenty of things for them to do once you go into the workout with Sean. There'll be time for them to network with lots of other people there. So it'll be really valuable for them to come along to the success training and get to really hear about Beachbody. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here, is just to really get the core of what the Team Beachbody are all about and the company. So, you know, keep on inviting. There are still spaces for both the morning and the afternoon slots.
Absolutely.
So another announcement I have, and one of my first lessons is how to pronounce names, as we've just discovered here, is some of you may have seen on BOD that it is our hard week of Labour. So my first question was, what is Labour Day? So apparently it's where they're celebrating going to work. Yes. So that's what the hard week of Labour is all about. So there's five different challenge days for you to do with Sagi. Now I say it's Sagi because I was saying Sagi, and that is not right. So we do not do that over here in the UK. We need to say Sagi. So so Sagi's got some great training, and one of the great things I'm loving about this company is their contribution back. So you may have noticed in all the news channels for the rest of the UK as well that there was Hurricane Harvey, and it affected hundreds of thousands of people. So what Beachbody are planning on doing is raising $100,000. So for every time someone streams Sagi's training for this week from Tuesday through till Sunday, they will donate $1, is it?
That's it.
$1 back to the Red Cross. And for their support with Hurricane Harvey and all the people that have been affected by that. So that's just amazing. So we can all contribute to that also by all taking part in Sagi's training. And he's the founder of Body Beast, for those of you that don't know.
You're so confident. You've said my name 2-3 times.
I know. I'm on it now. Awesome. Sagi, I was struggling a minute ago, but we're good.
High five.
Thanks.
Very cool. Thank you, SJ. Again, for those of you that just joined, I know dozens of you have joined since we started. For those of you that are watching live, we get to hear from one of our super trainers. My earliest recollection of this super trainer was in Vancouver, British Columbia, when we were launching the Team Beachbody Network in Canada. That was one of the best workouts that we've had. We recently came back from Toronto as well, and she puts on incredible workouts. But what I love about what Autumn does, for those of you that live under a rock, maybe that haven't heard about Autumn Calabrese, she also encompasses a lot of personal development. She also encompasses nutrition, and has created really this great groundbreaking system back when she started with Team Beachbody. And I'll let her talk about it. With any further ado, welcome to the call. So glad to have you on here. Autumn Calabrese.
Thank you so much, Arno. Thank you for that lovely introduction. Before I get started talking, I have to ask a question, because although I'm not living under a rock, I am living under hot lights every day right now on set. So can you tell me, UK does or does not have access to Beachbody On Demand yet?
Beachbody On Demand is alive and well in the United Kingdom. Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I understood. It's just the coaching that has not gone live yet. The coaching goes live in October. Am I understanding that correctly?
In October 19th, in 43 days, it goes live.
Awesome. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure I was on the right page so that what I talk about is accurate.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys for having me on. Obviously, I'm really excited to talk to all of you. I'm so excited that we are finally bringing the coaching opportunity to the UK and that you guys are getting to do the programs right now. I know Sean has a huge following over there. I love that I've been able to build a little bit of a following going on, and I hope that I can continue to build one. So I guess I was asked to sort of talk about the programs I offer and how they can help you, and then how, if you do decide to be a coach, how that helps too. So, you know, I started with Beachbody, it's been almost 5 years now, and my first program was 21 Day Fix, which was an amazing, groundbreaking program, and that I'm just so thankful for the success of that and how many people I've been able to help and reach with that program. And the beauty of it really is the portion control container system, which is obviously key to results, making sure that not only are you eating healthy food, but you're eating it in the proper portions, and that's sort of where that groundbreaking results came from. And you will now see the container system throughout all of the Beachbody programs. They sometimes get integrated a little bit differently depending on the program, but the premise overall is the same. So I hear coaches here in the US say this all the time, like 21 Day Fix, #1 seller, 21 Day Fix was what got them out of their 9-to-5 job. 21 Day Fix is what they start all their clients with. And there's a lot of reasons for this. So having that 30-minute workout, that has the modifier in it, CAT is our modifier, showing that really anybody can do it. I'm in there showing you guys exactly how to weight train, really breaking moves down. It's so, so important. If you know me at all, you know I'm a stickler for form, because I want you to be safe and I want you to get the best results possible. So that's where I always start. It's form first, then motivation, and then we move from there. And having these 30-minute workouts, having it only be 21 days, right? It's not so hard to wrap your brain around what can I do in 30 minutes and what can I do for 21 days. And then having the portion control that comes with it. So really, for the first time, getting a good grasp on nutrition, how to eat and what to eat, when to eat, all that stuff plays into it. And if somebody can have success with their first program that they try with you, the chances that they're going to stick with you and keep going are just exponential, because they now have faith in Beachbody and what we offer, but they also have faith in you and what you have guided them to. And it really is a great entry-level program, but you hear people talk about it all the time. Don't be deceived. It's not only an entry-level program. It really is all about how do I push myself to my limits. So I can do 21 Day Fix and still get a killer workout from it. And somebody who's never worked out a day in their life can do it and get a killer workout from it. We say simple fitness, simple nutrition, fast results. And I think we confused people when we said simple fitness, that they thought it was going to be a really easy program. It's not that it's easy. It's that the movement patterns are complicated. And that is key, right? We want to push people and show them what they can do, but we want them to have success, right? So if you start somebody off with a program that is super duper intense, maybe an intermediate or an advanced program, and they haven't worked out, even if they haven't worked out in 6 months, right? 6 months, year, 5 years, if it feels like too much for them, this is where we lose them. So knowing your products and knowing what to offer and knowing what the benefits are going to be is huge, not only for yourself as you move along your fitness journey so that you're picking the right things for your own success, but if you do choose to embark on this coaching journey, knowing how to coach your people through it and getting them in the right program, and coming in with 21 Day Fix and learning the nutrition from me, the creator of it, and then moving it to another program like a Core to Force or a P90X or an Insanity or any of that, that is going to make the most sense to people. So just knowing what those pathways are is really, really important as you go through the coaching opportunity. Another thing I want to say about this is that I feel like because we're just now launching the coaching network in the UK, it's like a fresh slate for everybody. Like the playing field has been completely leveled. I say it for the coaches here in the US, I say it for the coaches in Canada, and I say it for the coaches in the UK. Everybody's on a level playing field. I know people are like, well, you still got the top coach and she has her people and blah, blah, blah. Yes, that's true. But in terms of you guys in the UK, whoever signs up first, you are our entry-level people. You are who they are looking to. You are going to lead the way. 21 Day Fix is the one that even coaches that had been in this business for 3, 4, 5 years, this was their turning point program where they're like, oh, there's money to be made here. And although it's not only about the money, we want to help people. The money came because they were able to help so many more people, right? We are not countries full of fit people. Let's just be honest. Unfortunately, that's just not what we are. Whether it's here in the US, in Canada, in the UK, unfortunately, the obesity epidemic is only getting worse everywhere. So we need to get people in with something that they can understand, in with something they can have success with, and then moving around to all the other programs. And that is the awesome part of Beachbody On Demand, is that we do have what seems like a million different programs on there. Nobody should ever get bored. Nobody should ever hit a plateau. They don't only have to stick with my programs. I get people who email me all the time and they're like, I'm sorry, I just had to go try the new Shaun T. And I'm like, what are you sorry for? Go check him out. Like, he rocks too. I'm here. Come back when you're ready. So don't be afraid to encourage people to move around and try trainers. Like, there's nothing but love between all of us. We're one family. We're all here to accomplish the same thing. But again, like I said, when you go through my programs, knowing even right now, you guys are sitting on a golden opportunity as we develop 80-Day Obsession, okay? Everybody's watching. As I watch people talk about it, this is not me saying this is other people saying this, that this is the next revolution, this is the next breakthrough. This is 80 days filmed straight, so essentially there's never the same workout twice. You get to watch myself go through it. You get to watch the cast go through it. You get to watch their bodies change. We are all in this together. People need to be prepared for this. By no means is 80-Day Obsession an entry-level program. It's just not. So if you don't have a base of fitness, this is not going to be for you come January when we launch, okay? That being said, we got a bunch of people to get ready for the launch here in the US, in Canada, and in the UK. Fantastic. I just started a group today. I started one called Prepare to Be Obsessed. Everybody and anybody is welcome in it. It's on Facebook. I've got 16,000 people that started with me today, but that doesn't mean I won't add more. If you've got people who want to come in, send them in, because they can be in this big group with all of us, but they can also be in your group over here. And I will probably start something specific in October for all the new UK coaches, so that it'll be a specific group where we let the UK people join in, right? For the first time, since we'll be halfway through the group that I have going on right now. I want to give the coaches in UK the opportunity to fill people in. And we're going to go through 21 Day Fix. We're going to go through Chisel from the Masters Hammer and Chisel. We're going to go through 21 Day Fix Extreme in that order, because I actually do think 21 Day Fix Extreme is harder than Hammer and Chisel in its own way. And by the time we get through all three of those, there's going to be some other fun announcements and some other fun things for me to guys to take you through to get you ready for 80-Day Obsession. So like I said, really you're sitting on a gold mine of opportunity. And I'm not talking about the money. I'm just saying a gold mine of opportunity to help. We've got to get people in. We've got to get them a base of fitness. They need to understand the container system in order to do 80-Day Obsession. It's all a part of it. And then you've got Fixate. So you've got myself and you've got my brother Bobby, and here we are giving you all of these recipes. And you know, my brother is, not only is he a self-taught chef and phenomenal at that, he's also an internationally self-trained chef. My brother actually, let me just brag on him for a second. My grandparents were born in Italy. So my brother spent 6 years getting dual citizenship. Yes, it took him 6 years to get it. Spent 6 years, got his dual citizenship, went and lived in Italy for a year, taught himself to speak Italian fluently, and went all around Italy studying food and everything else too. He's super excited. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen, he and I joke back and forth on social media, because I was like, what food do we need to start talking about for our UK people? Like, I'm sure that you guys eat a lot of the same things we do, but I'm sure there are dishes that I have no idea what they are. And of course, Bobby was throwing out some funny names at me, and he's like, we can do this and we can do that. So don't think that we're not going to include you guys. Even in Fix8, we're going to make sure of it. Bobby and I have talked about maybe a trip over there, and because I was like, I need to tour it. I need to try some food. I need to look at a grocery store and see what's going on over there. Like, I want to be well informed so that I can inform you guys as much as possible. So that's sort of where I'm at with all the programs, is basically just, like I said, you guys, there's a lot of opportunity to be had. It's only going to get better, really. It only is. Like, the more people learn about Beachbody, the more they stream it, the more we expand into other countries. We have so much work to do, and we can't do it alone. Like, I'm not saving the world by myself. I'm not ending the obesity epidemic on my own. So that's where you guys all come into play. Or no, are we opening it up for questions, or what do you want to do?
Absolutely. So I've seen a few here. I've written some as well. I think it's incredibly important for people to know that we're customizing, and thanks for sharing that. I think it's so important because, I was in the United Kingdom, and some of the foods are definitely different than what we're accustomed to here. And so to hear you and your brother wanting to do that will be very well received, and I can see that in the comments as well. So I've got a few questions. If you do have a few questions for Autumn, your chance. Like I said, when I was introducing Autumn, she's responsible for thousands of transformations. She's seen it all. And so from a fitness standpoint, if you have any questions on, how coaches can help you, I know we've got some guests on this call that were invited by someone else. Certainly get back to the person that invited you. But Autumn, my first question really is, in terms of your program, you talked about the ramp up. So you got 21-day fix, you got 21-day fix extreme, you got hammer and chisel, and then you got the 80-day obsession.
Don't forget country heat.
And country heat, oh my gosh, and country heat, of course. How can I forget all the fun with that? And so for someone that is like an intermediate person that is looking at this and wanting to just get started, maybe someone that has been played football, and by the way, I mean soccer, right, in high school, and they're wanting to get back in shape. What do you recommend? And why do you think the portion fix, and it's a two-part question, why do you think the fix was such a revolutionary concept in Beachbody when you brought it on board?
Sure. So I'll take the first part first, which is what would be the right way to get them started. Here's the thing. This is where a coach would need to come into play. It depends how long ago was high school or college, and it would depend on how far they've sort of let themselves go. How out of shape are they? Are you still playing football recreationally every once in a while? Are you still dabbling in fitness a little bit, but maybe you just gained 10 pounds? Or has it been 20 years and you're 40 pounds overweight? You're like, dang, how did that happen? Because for somebody who still has a solid base of fitness and has maybe been doing a little bit, but just hasn't been great with their nutrition, and so there's a few lbs left behind, I don't know if that's the metrics you guys use, then it might be something like the Master's Hammer and Chisel to start with, or 21-day fix extreme. But that's also why I said, don't underestimate 21-day fix, and don't think because it's only 30 minutes or that the movement patterns are complicated that you can't push yourself. I have plenty of people who do 21-day fix, Master's Hammer and Chisel, Fix Extreme, go bounce around to 7 other programs, circle back to 21-day fix, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't walk today. And it's like they didn't stop working out, they just circled back to it, and they're like, why am I still sore? Because things like squats and lunges and push-ups and shoulder presses, those are the basic movements, you guys. That is what it is. It works the body and it works well. So if you constantly challenge yourself within that movement pattern, you'll keep seeing results. So yeah, I mean, again, it would really just depend on what the person's current fitness level was, and without having like here's where we're at, I can see you, or you told me you're 20 pounds overweight or 40 pounds overweight. This is where the individualized attention comes in, and this is why we have coaches, so that we can guide people.
I think that's a great answer. One, coaches, so that, it's a peer support, someone that has done it, but also Beachbody On Demand. If you try hammer and chisel and it's too hard for you, you can try something different to get you started. And that's the beauty about Beachbody On Demand, having a library that wide and diverse in terms of, workouts and trainers as well. So, yeah. And so
really quick, before I answer the second part of your question, let me say this, you guys. I do health coaching on my own, so I take on private clients, not a lot, but I do. But what I do for my private clients is I offer, do you guys want to sign up for Beachbody On Demand, blah, 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 go do it. And the first thing I do is I don't necessarily put somebody on one of my programs automatically, which might surprise you. But if somebody isn't like, yes, I'm ready for 21 Day Fix, or yes, I'm ready for Country Heat, and they're like, I don't know what I want to do, I make them a week schedule and I let them try 4 different programs. Like, I am not trying to force myself on somebody. I'm trying to help somebody get fit in the best way possible. And that's, again, just knowing how to help. So what I might do is pull one workout from 21 Day Fix, one workout from Country Heat if they tell me they like dancing and country music. I might pull something from P90X and Insanity and let them try each person, right? Because sometimes it's just about a personality that you're going to mesh with. Like, do you relate better to a guy? Are you being pushed more by me? Are you looking for something a little bit less impact like Pio? Like, you got to let people try it. And then because they have access to Beachbody On Demand, you can say, great, which one did you like? Which one do you feel like might interest you first? I do that a ton with my clients, and it lets them know that I'm really in their corner and I don't just have my own agenda of do my workouts, that I'm really there to help them find what's going to work best for them. So that's just really important. If you've got somebody who's on the fence and not gung-ho on one, use the beauty of Beachbody On Demand and the fact that they can try things out before they commit to one. And then to answer your second question, Arnaud, in regards to why did the container system sort of revolutionize nutrition for Beachbody? I think there's a couple things that come into play with that. The color-coded containers make it really easy. Like, it's primary colors. It's the rainbow. There's something with the eyes and the colors that makes it really easy to relate to. It's no longer like I had, this many ounces of protein today and this many ounces or this many grams of carbohydrates. You don't have to think like that anymore, which can get tedious and annoying. You hear people make jokes about it all the time, or I guess see people make jokes about it on social media, where they speak in colors. They speak in the rainbow. Oh, I had 2 reds and 3 yellows and 1 green, and I've got a teaspoon and an orange left. What should I eat? Like, they're speaking in their own language. And it makes it fun and it makes it relatable. But it also makes it really easy not to pull out a scale or to look at your hand and go, is that the size of the right piece of meat? Or does this constitute as a vegetable or not? Right? You've got a container. You've got a list of foods that goes with it. You fill it up and this many times a day I'm going to fill up that container system. And it did more than I ever dreamed it could. I cannot tell you how many people I've had come up to me at events and actually tell me they've beaten eating disorders for the first time in their lives because of the container system, which I never in my wildest dreams, like the thought never even crossed my mind that it could help that group of people. But the fact that they're like, okay, I see it working. I understand how it works. I'm not overeating, but I'm not undereating. It's not a deprivation. It's not a diet. That's why you get to have wine and chocolate on it. I think it just sort of took the stress of food out of the equation. Here's containers. I fill them up and I eat. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, that's not scary. That's not hard. And look how much food I get to eat. A lot of times what people get the containers and they're like, I'm going to starve, because they look at them and they look small right up until you start making meals and putting it on your plate. And I get people emailing me going, I am so full. Do I have to finish all these containers? And I'm like, yes, you do. That's the beauty, because it is dense nutrition that you're eating. It's food that's really good for you. And that feels good. And it's not just about the weight that happens. It's about the mental clarity that comes with it, and your skin clearing up, or you're sleeping better, or you no longer have bathroom issues. Like, all of these things come into play when you start eating properly. And when all of that is working right, it's amazing how good you feel and how happy you feel and how easy it is to stick with it.
Yeah, I think, thousands of people can testify to that. I think the biggest thing is simplicity. and just removing the guesswork, which is overwhelming to most people, and certainly that has created incredible success stories. There's people on this call that are watching this, maybe they're recording as well, that have been going to a gym or going to a fitness studio or whatever. Why do you think the combination of the nutrition and the peer support and the library of workouts has worked so well? And why do you feel, there's been this trend of people wanting more things to come to them and things to be easy. Everything is food delivery to your door, right? And so there's this trend to bring things to me, fitness, including fitness. Is that kind of part of the trend? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that definitely is a part of the trend. And I worked in a gym for 5 years. One of the best, you guys have Equinox over there too. So I worked at Equinox for 5 years. In fact, I was working at Equinox as I developed 21-day fix. I couldn't quit my day job until we knew it was going to be a success. But, here's the thing. You can go to a gym, you got to buy the membership. And then you get up there and there's all this equipment staring you down, and you may or may not know what to do. Maybe you've pulled a workout out of a magazine, but who was that really designed for? And then there's nobody telling you if you're actually doing the movements right or not. And that's if you're brave enough to attempt the piece of machinery that it requires. And then there's still nobody to talk to you about nutrition. So maybe you have to go read a different magazine and pull up a different nutrition plan. And does that nutrition plan actually match up with the workout that you're doing? And you can be at the gym for years on end and your body looks the exact same. And I watched it happen year after year after year. I would watch people go into workout classes or spin classes or come into the gym every day and do the same 4 exercises every single day. And their bodies never changed. And I would always be like, oh my gosh, like how infuriating would that be to come here and put in all this work and never see your body change? Like, why don't they hire a trainer? But a trainer's really expensive, right? And you're like, at Equinox, you were paying $150 an hour. And are you going to train with them once a week? No, you probably need to train at least 2 to 3 times a week to have a solid understanding. So for a lot of people, it's just not even feasible, right? Like it's just not even an option. Then you have something like Beachbody and Beachbody On Demand. And Carl's hiring people who he knows he can trust, right? He's looking for the best of the best in the business. He's looking for people who have a very strong understanding of fitness, who have a strong understanding of nutrition, who are going to motivate people and bring the new uniqueness to it. And then we have, not only do our trainers have our base of knowledge of nutrition, we have a nutrition staff that we work with when we're developing programs. This is a total group effort. So not only are you getting the workouts, you're getting the nutrition that is specifically customized to match up with the workout so that you optimize your results. So you're getting everything, and then it's designed to be done at your house. So even the equipment that is necessary, it's not like we're like, hey, you need this $2,000 piece of equipment to do these 2 moves, right? Like, oh, I bought a pull-up machine, or like I bought a cable machine, and well, now what do? I have this massive piece of equipment at my house. What do I do? That's part of the innovation is I'll use 80-day obsession right now for an example. When you look at it and you go, okay, well, she's using dumbbells, she's using mini resistance loops and sliders. That stuff can tuck under a bed. There's nothing there, right? Like it's so easy to use that. You'll be blown away at how much I can torture you with those little pieces of equipment in the best way possible. But that's awesome because you're not overcrowding your house. You don't have to spend 20 minutes driving to a gym and driving home. We live these really fast-paced lives of I want it now, I want it. I don't want to have to go anywhere. Like Arnaud said, I want everything to come to me. Well, great. You've got a nutritionist and a personal trainer and a chef all on your TV with a million different options. So I don't really understand how you could beat it at this point.
I love that. And I think that you having that background, gives you that much more credibility. The last question I have, nutrition. Nutrition made easy in this bag here, right? In all these bags that SJ shared with us. How important do you feel Shakeology and nutrition in general to your transformation, to you wanting to reach your goals? For those that obviously haven't tasted, which nobody has tasted Shakeology on this unless you're from the US or Canada.
Yes, there might be 1 or 2 UK coaches that have Shakeology in their hands right now from being on 80-day obsession. I'm probably going to get myself in trouble for that. Here's the thing, you guys, nutrition is key. I'm a personal trainer, and I'm the first one to tell you that nutrition is 90% of the battle. I say it all the time. You can't out-train a bad diet. Some people like to argue with me and be like, I can, look at me, great, you have super genetics. The majority of us cannot out-train a bad diet. And having something like Shakeology, look, I get it. There are people out there. Personally, I enjoy healthy food. Like, I actually enjoy the way it tastes. I like vegetables. I like fruits. I like things like brown rice and quinoa and oatmeal. I am happy to eat that. Like, my dad laughs at me and he's like, you're Italian. What is that? That's not food. I'm like, I think it tastes great. I don't feel like I'm eating cardboard. I feel like I'm eating really awesome. But for some people, they do. You can take our Mr. CEO, Carl Deichler, who wants to eat nothing but pizza and cheese quesadillas and drink wine. He hates vegetables. It's hilarious. So having something like Shakeology for the person who doesn't want it, having this dense superfood nutrition shake that tastes really, really awesome, like, that's not me preaching to the choir. Like, I say to people, look, I get it. Some people don't like it or some people don't want it, and that's fine. It's not going to break your results. And this is me being 100% honest. It's not going to devastate your results if you don't have it. But it sure will improve them if you do. Like, it sure is awesome to have something that is doing such amazing things inside your body and helping you. And if you are in a hurry, or you're just not in the mood for that next round of vegetables or fruit, or you want to blend them into your shake, like, there's just so many awesome benefits to having it that it's like, well, why wouldn't you? You know, we see these things like, you can watch people compare the price of Starbucks and how much we spend on coffee. And there's even something like a Starbucks something theory now that accountants use about how much money people will actually spend on coffee in a lifetime. And it's like the amount of a down payment on a house, which is just insane. And then you're like, okay, well, what does that do? Yes, it's a quick jolt of energy. But then you have something like Shakeology that can also give you a really awesome boost of energy that's more sustainable throughout the day, tastes good, and is going to do 9 million other things instead of tear your stomach up like the acidity of coffee a lot of times does. Don't get me wrong. I love my coffee. I'm not giving it up. But I'm just making a point that if you're the one sitting there going, I don't know if I can afford it, what are some things that maybe you do have in your life that aren't doing amazing things for your body that could maybe be a little less? Maybe you buy coffee out once a week instead of 4 times a week, or things like that. Like, there's just so many ways that you can make it work. If you want it, you're going to make it work. If not, you're going to make an excuse, and that's the bottom line. And as coaches, you guys are even going to face that. And I've had coaches ask me what to do about this. Sorry, I'm running long on my answer, but it's important. You're going to have people who you want to help, right? You want it so bad for them, but they don't want it bad enough yet. I'm not saying turn your back on them, but what I'm saying is that's not where your energy goes right away. It's going to happen, and it gets really exhausting if you exert all of your energy on that person who just doesn't want it, and you're going to miss the person over here who does. So you just sort of give them friendly reminders. I'm here when you're ready. I'm here when you're ready. You ready? But you don't just be like, come on, you don't grab them and drag them over, because they're not going to do it for you, and that's going to make it feel horrible and exhausting to you. Trust me, let them watch you be the proof the product works. We say it all the time. It's not just a tagline. Show them that it works. They'll come to you. You don't have to drag anybody across the finish line. Just show them that it works, and they're going to come along eventually. And that is the person you want, the person that sat back, watched it, and made the decision for themselves that they were ready. Because then they're 100% in, and that makes it feel so good, because then you can truly, truly help. And you're like, yes, we're on a roll. Then that's when you get into it, and that's when the coaching gets really fun.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. A great explanation, too. For those of you that don't know, we've had calls with the co-formulators of Shakeology, both Isabel Deichler and Darren O'Lean. They explain it beautifully, and it just adds to what Autumn said. At the end of the day, it's got to work for you. You've got to be a proof that the products are working, and you've got to prove it in your own life and continue sharing value. So, Autumn, we're going to close the call. I know how busy you are with the 80-day obsession. I talk to some of those coaches that are in there. It's been awesome to see them just completely change in the span of, 3 weeks. I can't wait for it to launch. But for those that want to follow you, where can they find you online? If they wanna
Instagram, it's just my name, Autumn Calabrese. Same thing with Facebook, Autumn Calabrese. It's at Autumn Calabrese, and Twitter. And you guys also, I do have a I don't know if you guys heard, but Facebook announced a new page. It's a new channel. It's called Facebook Watch. I'm one of the ones that they approached and asked to be part of the founding launch of the page. So it's a show page. So my show is called Life, Happiness, and the Pursuit of Balance. So you can look that up on Facebook. The first episode is up. The next one launches Saturday at 6 p.m. California time, Pacific Standard Time. So be sure to tune into that. Lots of great information. It's an 8-episode series, and if all goes well, we'll keep it going for many years to come, but that is new on Facebook as well. So yeah, that's where you find me, and I'm always on there taking questions and trying to help in any way I can. So by all means, come on over and let's chat.
Awesome. That's Autumn Calabrese, everyone, creator of Country Heat and 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, Hammer and Chisel, and soon the 80-Day Obsession. So thankful for your time. We appreciate you jumping on and sharing a couple minutes with all of us and our UK friends. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys. Can't wait to see you all soon.
Bye,
hopefully.
everyone.
Bye.